now that you've got your Pony Up game, you've got your felt game board. It comes with instructions, comes with your bag of chips. There's 300 chips in a bag. Each chip is worth 1 point. And you also have your token collector, your cards, your dice, and you have your horses. Now, what we're going to do is try and set up the game, and we're going to divvy up the chips. Now with the cards, you get a full set of cards, and what you're going to want to do is get rid of the aces and get rid of the kings, because there are no ones, which would be an ace, and there are no kings, 13s, which we only go up to 12. So we will no longer ever use those cards, so those could be removed permanently. 4s would represent the 4-horse, and if you have a 4 in your hand, you get 1 share of the 4. The 2 would represent the 2, the 8 would represent the 8-horse, and for the 11 and 12, the jacks would represent the 11, and the queens would represent the 12. So it all corresponds with a 12-horse is a queen, which is when you roll a 12, you would move your 12-horse 1. So that's how the cards, the dice, and the horses relate. Now that I'm done passing out the cards to all 5 players, keep in mind that not all the players will get the same amount of cards, but as the dealer rotates the deal, that will even out. Now that everybody has their cards and they're face up, these are the cards that represent the horses. So this 6 card represents the 6-horse. I have 1 share in this horse. In the 5-horse, I have 2 shares, which means if this 5-horse wins, I would win half the pot. Okay? So now that everybody knows the cards represent the horses, we need to build up our pot. How we build up our pot is we put horses in 4 scratch spots, and that's what we're going to do right now, is put them in the scratch spots. So this next person to the left of the dealer will roll the dice. They roll a 5. That means that 5-horse is the first horse to be scratched. It goes right here into the pays 1. So anybody who has a 5 card, okay, they're out of the race. So you would take your 5 card. This person right here has 2 shares of it, and if it pays 1, that means he owes 2 to the pot, and this means these cards are out of the game because the horse is scratched. And also, the dealer had 2 5s, which means pays 1 for each one, so the dealer owes 2, and this card is out of the game. Now we're going to try and scratch our second horse. The next person would roll, and it's a 7. So we take the 7, put it in the pays 2. Now if you roll a 7, you're going to be paying 2. So this person who rolled has 2 7s, which means each one pays 2. So already this person is paying 4 to the pot, and they're getting rid of their 7s. And also this person did have 2 7s, which is half a share of the horse. And he's going to do 2 for the first 7 and 2 for the second 7 because they are on the pays 2 slot. The next person will roll, and he rolled a 7. What happens? All the 7s are out, but because this person rolled it, now he looks and he has to pay 2 himself, just because he rolled a horse that's in the scratch slot. So now the next person is going to roll. We're going to try and get the 3rd spot scratched horse. This person rolled a 2, which means the number 2 horse is now in the pays 3 spot, and they're going to pay 3, which means this person had 2 and 2 2s, so that will be pays 3, 1 2 3, and pays 3, because he had 2 and these 2s are out of the game. This person had 1 2, so he only pays 3. 1 2 3, and there's one more 2 around here somewhere. It's over here. This person's card is out of the game, and because it's in a pays 3 spot, they are also going to pay 3 to the pot. You can already see the pot starting to get large. That's going to happen especially when you roll 7s and 5s, because obviously the odds of the dice, you roll more 7s and 5s than you do 2s and 12s. That's why you've noticed that the pins in the board, there's only 3 pins to win if you're a 2 or a 12, and there's more pins to win if you're a 7, a 6, a 5, or a 4. Those are the odds. So now that we've removed all the cards for the 2 horse, we're going to roll one more time. It's this person's turn. We're going to try and get that 4th hole in the 4th slot, which he rolled a 10. So the 10 horse will be the last horse to go in the scratch spots. This, if you roll a 10, you're going to pay 4 to the pot. So unfortunately, this player had 2 10s, which was half the shares. They owe 4 and 4 to the pot, which would be 8. There's 4. There's 4. And who else had a 10? This person over here had a 10. Cards out of the game. They also have to pay 4 to the pot. And this person, the dealer, had a 10. So now we have removed, and this person pays 4 to the pot. We have removed all the scratched horses. That's 16 cards have been removed from the game. Now the game is ready to go, and on the next rolls, the horses will be moving forward 1 spot at a time. Okay, so the next player will roll. They rolled a 4, which means this horse is the 4, goes forward, and this guy would be very happy because that's his horse. This guy would be very happy because that's his horse, and he owns 2 shares of this horse. And as play goes on and everybody rolls and the horse goes farther and farther, the game will get more exciting. Because this player just rolled a 5 and it's in the pays 1, the player who rolled would have to just pay 1 to the pot, and it would be the next player's roll, and so on and so forth. This would be a 6, so this horse would go, number 6, would go 1. Doesn't have to pay anything, it just goes to the next player. The next player would roll a 3. Horse number 3 gets moved up. The next player would roll 7. 7 pays 2. This player would have to play 2. And you go to the next player, and so on and so forth. And as we keep rolling, we get a 6, which means the 6 wins the game. And everybody who has 6 is very happy because this player would win a quarter of the pot. This player would win half the pot. And this player would win a quarter of the pot. And now I've just divided the pot up into 4 equal shares. Again, this 6 won, so he would get 1 share. This 6 won, he would get 1 share. And this player gets 2 shares of the win. And that's how you play the game. You would restart the horses, redeal the cards, the pot would be empty. These guys are happy because they've just grown chips, and we would play another game. So now that the horses are back in the starting gate, we can just go to the next dealer and he can pass it out. A couple tips: make sure that when you do play, you play with a start of at least 50 chips. That will give you about 4 to 5 rounds, depending on how your luck is and how many times you end up rolling scratched horses. Keep in mind, when the pot does get large, when your rolls a 7 and a 6 and an 8, and they end up being your scratched horses, obviously because the odds of the dice rolling those are greater. That's why you have more dots from the middle and going out to the lesser amount on the ends. You can also go out and purchase more chips on your own. This way you can allow more players to play the game. You can also play for money if you would like. Pretty much casino rules would apply. Congratulations, and please spread the word, ponyup.com.